morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian the Off-Kilter Crafter, and it is Sunday yet again. I hope everybody's doing well. I do have sound today, so that's a good thing. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Shirley. Chris is here. Karen, Dawn, Denise, Layla, Shirley, Kevin. Kevin, have you? I feel like you might be new, or maybe I'm just not paying attention. It's probably I'm not paying attention. It's probably what it is. But good to see you, Kevin. Let's see. Jonathan's here. Hi, all. My fabric for my 2 snow day projects finally arrived. Unfortunately, I got tired of waiting, so I started a 3rd project in the meantime. It happens to the best of us. And what's 3 projects in rotation, right? I definitely have more than 3 projects in rotation right now, so there you go. Shirley says, I'm planning on doing a month 7 of my Under the Sea. Awesome. I just finished mine yesterday, actually. I just finished month 7 yesterday, so that's what I worked on. Karen is here and says, good afternoon, Ian and everyone. Gloria is here and says, good afternoon, Ian and everyone. Hello. I'm not gonna, I never say that right. Why can't I get your name in my brain? I don't know. It just happens. So anyways, they're here and they say hello to everybody. And let's see, mine is here and says hello from Northern California. Karen says Shirley, I just finished Under the Sea this morning. I liked Clue 7. It's very interesting. I'm excited to put it together. So the shapes are shaping, and I cannot wait to put it all together and see the final product when it comes together. So it's very exciting. What's been going on? Weather-wise, it has been, well, my car is still like snowed in. Snowed and iced in. I did take the stuff that was on the top of it off. So yeah, we got about like 3-ish inches of snow and then 2-ish inches of sleet. So, yeah, that was weird. And, like when you would walk on it, you wouldn't sink into it like you would snow. You just stay on top of it. So my car is still buried, and at some point I'm going to have to unbury it, but hopefully tomorrow it'll warm up enough that I can make it a little easier, because it is stuck. So Jason actually had to take me to the grocery store to do a grocery store pickup order because I could not get my car out. So thank you to Jason for doing that for me. But yeah, it's been interesting times here for sure. And there you go. Shirley's working on 2 puzzle mystery quilts, Atlantis and Shipwrecked. I also got 2 boxes. They're sitting over here. I got 2 boxes. Let me make sure I don't dox myself. Yeah, if I do it that way, it should be okay. Yeah, so I've got 2 boxes sitting right here. I've got my fabric, one of which is my Night Glow. So I've got Night Glow. Oh, great. Oh, this is awesome. It's a great way to start the broadcast. I've got Night Glow sitting right, there you go. Night Glow sitting right there, ready to go off. And then Jason is such a nice person. He's a great guy. Becca really lucked out on the husband lottery, I guess, is how we'll say that. I don't know. But yeah, so I've got Night Glow here. I don't know why I decided to open them and show you, because you know what a Cotton Cuts box looks like. But anywho, I'm excited for, so I have Night Glow. That is one that, oh no, Loathingly says we might get a few inches of melt tomorrow and Tuesday. That's what I'm hoping for. That is what I'm hoping for. I am hoping for some melting going on next week, because Lord, do we need it. We need it bad. This one's interesting. So this is the Dear Diary. That's what Dear Diary looks like. And the colors are a little bit different than what I saw on the website. Not much, but they're a little different. So I'm still excited to see how this one comes out, but the colors read a little differently when I looked at them online versus seeing them actually in person. But I'm not mad at it. I am still excited to see what this looks like whenever they're all said and done. So, yeah. Let's close that back up. So, there we go. My night glow is supposed to be delivered tomorrow, but Dear Diary is still awaiting fulfillment. I know that's weird because I think they said that they shipped out all of, I don't know. I don't know where they are. They have a tracker on their website and they can show you where to go. Oh no, be careful with your record of, oh, that comment left. What they were implying was with my record of falling, please be careful. I promise you, I will be careful, and so far everything's been okay. Jenny Harris says, we are going to be in the low 80s in Phoenix this week. I really want cold weather. It's fun until you have to shovel through 2-ish inches of sleet and your shovel barely goes. It's a mess. I'll just put it that way. Joan says, hi everyone in chat. I'm waiting for Under the Sea Field of Dreams to get here. They just mailed Under the Sea Friday, and the others are supposed to be mailed out later this week. I can't wait to get started on this one. So, yeah. I have also worked on my mini swap quilt. So I did my... Chris, perfect timing on that question. They say, getting excited for QuiltCon. Yes, I am getting excited for QuiltCon. And in fact, I worked on my mini swap. I'm not going to show you what my mini swap actually looks like. You just get the backside. You just get the backside of it. This is my mini for the mini swap. And get a flamethrower. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out all that well. But so this is the backside of my mini swap. I can't actually show you what it looks like. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I haven't talked. I literally have not said a single word until I started the broadcast today. So, apparently got a little phlegm going on. So yeah, I'm excited for QuiltCon and can't wait. I am madly working on my quilted jacket. I have cut out the pieces and now I just need to start assembling them. I think I'm going to make my deadline, and I think I'm going to make it without having to stay up until midnight the night before or 5 a.m. or something ridiculous. So everything is looking like I'm going to make it, and everything's looking like it's going to be okay. You'll hear me talk about this again, but I did accidentally chop off the sleeve too short. The pattern is made for people who are not my height. Not my gender, not my height, usually. And so the sleeves are kind of short, and I even put a note on the pattern. I put arrows and I said add to make sure to extend the length to make them longer, and I still cut it wrong. I still was not paying attention and still cut it wrong. So I'm having to do a little bit of finagling and figuring out, okay, how do I fix that? But it is what it is. I think I have a plan, and I think it's going to be fine no matter what. But I just got to figure that out. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. Good to see you, Deb. Love the back. I'm glad you like the back. I can't wait to show you what it actually looks like, but... Love Lovely says, do you know if Becca is doing Lullaby? The fabric is amazing this time. I think she would love it. I don't think she's done I don't think she's ordered a Puzzle Mystery quilt. I'll have to check in with her. I'll have to ask her if she did end up ordering one or not. So, try cuffing the sleeves. So, funny enough, that is kind of the thought that I had. And what I'm doing is I'm actually taking, so I had like an extra piece. I had very small amounts of that quilted fabric left over, big enough to add a couple of inches. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it on, flip it over, and then have it look like I'm actually flipping it inside out. So what would normally be the outside fabric is going to go on the inside, and the inside fabric's coming out. And have that be the cuff. So I have a plan. I'm going to see if I can execute it the way I hope to do it. So, John is asking, is Becca okay? She canceled the live stream on Friday. Yes, everything is fine. She just needed to prioritize time with family and had some things that they needed to take care of. So, yeah, it is, everything's great. She is fine. She just needed to put family first and take care of some stuff over there. So, she is fine. Everything is good. Prioritized family. Deb, thank you so much. Welcome to the Fat Quarter, fans. I think you have been a member before. I think you may be just re-upping, but thank you for that. Somehow or another, my membership was. See, I told you within seconds it was going to happen. But yeah, I figured that's what the case was. Don't forget, at the moment, February 28th will be our next not live stream, Zoom. If you are a member of the channel, you get access to that free Zoom if you are a member. And that will be happening on the 28th at this moment. So far it'll be on the 28th of February. Oh, it is February 1st, which means we have Friday the 13th this month. Love Lovely Lady says, I'm going through my lullaby box today and checking each clue against the master sheet. I like that they send that so I know when I'm starting, I'm not missing anything. Love Loathingly, that is a great tip to give, and I'm going to give that out here on my channel right now. I'm going to bring that up because if you have a box, if you did the box, where's my sheet? Hold on. Here it is. They actually give you, if you do the all at once box, they give you a sheet that shows you all of the pieces that you're supposed to have in all of the clues. So you can actually go, like Deb is doing, you can actually take this, or Deb? No, who was that? Lovingly. You can actually take this sheet, open up all of your clues, and make sure that all the pieces are there. So by the time you get to that clue, you know everything is packed and good to go. So absolutely make sure to check on your pieces so that way you don't have to wait. You can just check this sheet and make sure that everything's going to be there, so that way you don't have to like sit down to sew and then realize, oh no, I'm missing one or two pieces, and there you go. So, oh, and Deb upgraded her membership to Charm Pack Pal. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm done playing with sound effects for now. Sign-ups for the Mystery 5.0, some colorways are already sold out. NGL, you are correct. Katie's here and says, good afternoon, everybody. Going to finish the main part of Trellis Quilt today. I mean, it may be 1 a.m., but I will get it done. I can't wait to see it when it's done. I can't wait to see when it's done, Katie. All right, so let's see. Joan says, first time getting my puzzle mystery quilt. How do you get the clues each month, or are all the clues listed in the box? So, Joan, if you are you did getting all at once, so you will get an email with those clues. There's also the clue locker. I think they said that they were stepping away from the clue locker. They're still going to put clues in there, I think. But I think they are going back to emailing them as well. So you can go into either the clue locker or check your email, make sure to check spam, all that kind of stuff. And you will get the clues mailed out to you emailed out to you monthly. All right. February has Friday the 13th, and so does March. It happens. I saw somebody said that they have a birthday on Friday the 13th, I think. I think I missed that somewhere, so. Kiddo's birthday was supposed to be Friday the 13th in March 5 years ago. He was born a week early. Hey, there you go. So we have Friday the 13th in March. It is true. It is true. All right, so things. What am I doing? I don't know. Oh, I forgot to say that I took my medication this morning. Let me do that right now and mark that as taken, so that way I don't freak out after the live stream and be like, bah, I haven't taken my medication. What are we doing today? We're doing Trellis Garden. We're doing the Trellis Garden today. We're working on Trellis Garden today. We're continuing to work on it. I did do my homework. Hi, Zaza. I did do my homework this week. I did finish up on all 30 blocks. So now it's time to kind of snowball those blocks. We're going to round out the corners on all of the blocks. This pattern is for sale down in the description. You can go down there and grab the link, and that'll take you over to Becca's website. You can use the code down there to get 50% off. Becca was kind enough to give everyone 50% off the pattern if you don't already have it. So order the pattern, get that 50% off coupon. We're working on page 7 if you are following along with me. And we are going to now snowball the blocks. And that's all that we're going to be doing today. I am probably not going to finish per the usual. Probably will not finish on today's live stream. But we are just going to simply put 4 corners of this. I can't wait to put this block together because I want to show y'all how cool this is going to look when it's all said and done, because the fabric is a bright orange that's really going to pop against the it's really going to pop against that darker blue and all the blues that are used in this pattern. So you just go corner to corner. If you wanted to, you could do another stitch on the other side over here, like a 1/4 inch away, so that way, or more than a 1/4 inch, whatever. You can put another line down the other side, and it will, you can make blocks that way, but that's what it's gonna look like when it's, oh, I love that. And then when you put it all together, it has that secondary pattern. It's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Cannot wait to, I'm gonna assemble this block, and then we will just keep rolling and chatting and going forth. Have you found a different barber? No, I have not. I am trying to find one, and it sucks because, you know, I talked about this last time when this happened. Trying to find a barber is like trying to find... the thought hit my head, and I don't know if I am going, like, I don't know if I'm going to embarrass myself, or like... If you ladies are going to be like, no, Ian, it is not like that at all. But like finding a barber, it feels kind of like finding an OBGYN. Like, I really want to trust the person who's going to be working on my hair. I know that's like, some of you are going to be like, oh, Ian, that's not like it at all. But like, you got to find somebody that you can trust. I've had bad haircuts in the past that I did not like at all. And I'm just so disappointed that the guy that I was going to has just ghosted me again. I don't know. It's just, it makes me sad, and trying to find one seems to be harder than finding a golden chariot. I don't know. Charlotte says, I will be 79 on March 10th. That's awesome. Happy almost birthday to you. Which one do I want to use? I want to grab this one. Thank you. Who is that? Deanna says that she loves the blocks. I mean, with hair, it grows back. It's true. It is true. It does grow back, and my hair does grow pretty quickly, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But, you know, I still, especially with QuiltCon coming up, I want to get a nice haircut before QuiltCon, and, you know, I don't know. Actually, I just realized, I mean, technically you could keep the, like, if you wanted to double sew on this line, you could do that. But I just realized that there's also a seam in it. So you wouldn't have a pure half square triangle. You would have a piece of it that's like, yeah. I totally understand. It's so personal. It is. Let's see. Let's see. My dad used to say the only difference between bad and good haircut is 2 weeks. This is true. I suggest trying local ones, even if there are no reviews. That scares me sometimes. That scares me sometimes going into a local barber, because I don't know what I'm walking into, right? Like, it scares me. But I am looking local. I'm looking to see if there's somebody, like, not a national chain, but like somebody local and whatnot. So time to get out the old Flowbee, right? I have 3 projects to work on, but all of them require starching first, so I guess I'm done for the day. There you go, Jonathan. He's like, I don't want to starch today. Becca started yesterday working on starching her fabric for the Alaska project. And she's kind of doing it like how she would do paper piecing, where she is like really starching the heck out of it. So I'm actually going to go over there and starch my fabric too, like she did hers, because I want mine like cardstock. All right, let's take a look at the block. There you go. Look at that. That's pretty cool looking. What do you think, guys? Well, I've found that if you ask people who you like their hair to go where they go. It's funny you say that because I have actually asked people who cuts their hair, and it's funny because it's like 3 or 4 of them have been like, oh, my wife does it, or oh, my, like, you know, partner does it, or whatever. Like, most of them are getting it done at home, so that doesn't help me. It's a personal decision on how your hair looks. My daughter and I both go to the same stylist, but my mom doesn't like the way she did her hair, so everyone likes what they like. It is true. It is true. I have definitely gone to a stylist that a friend went to and did not like the way that they did my hair. So I was like, oh, well, this isn't for me. And that is okay. Jonathan, have you ever tried the starch where you go and put it in the washer? I've just heard about it this past week. I wonder what it does to the washer. I have never heard of that, so that is very interesting. If you go to the salon and like one of the employees' cuts, don't go to them. Ask who cuts their hair. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good thought. That's a very good thought. Lady Fair says, Terrell Magic, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, is great starch if you like it stiff. Well. I mean, I do like it stiff. But it's, you know, Becca's worked on, she's worked on a mini quilt for the mini quilt swap, and she worked on, I'm not going to say what it is, but she worked on a FPP creation, and it's like, her fabric is so thick, and I love it. I love it. I think it's going to be really great for putting the project for Alaska together. Linda says, Ian, have you thought about a beauty shop? Some of them welcome men and do a wonderful job. My son has been using an independent shop owner for years and loves her. Just a thought. I have thought of that as well. I am not opposed to that at all. And some of the places that I did look up, you know, they did. It was an all-female staff, but they did do men's cuts and shaves and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of what I'm looking for, so I don't know. My daughter did a survey to get her eyebrows done. Everyone she saw with nice eyebrows, she asked them where they got them done and kept note. Good idea. Hi, Banana Joe. Good to see you. Flicky Chicky's in the chat as well. Good to have y'all here today, so... Yeah, I would really like to get my hair done before QuiltCon because I don't want to look like Shaggy or anything. So I need to get my hair done before I go, but again, trying to find that person to cut it and do it right so that way I don't have a weird haircut at QuiltCon. I'm just so disappointed, right? Like, I actually found this barber when I came up to visit Becca a few years ago. So, like, and it was just chance. I somehow just picked the right one, and he was great. And I really liked how he cut my hair. I really liked how he styled it and how he did everything. And I'm just so disappointed that he seems to have just disappeared this time because, like, even his website isn't around anymore. So, did I ask Jason where he goes? Well, he doesn't have a lot of hair up here, so yeah. I will see if I can get the name of it. It's a powder that you mix in with water and add it to the washer. That is interesting. I'll have to check that out. All right, so when you put them together, so this is what it's looking like. I'm not holding them well together there, but Do you see the, oh, look at the blue versus the orange on this. Now that's looking pretty cool. What do you think, guys? I really like that. I think that's going to look really neat. Ian, why don't you chain piece those? Would be much quicker. I know, it would be much quicker. Let's see. Sammy says, I have to find a new stylist as the one I had is mad at me because I wanted to go from butt hair length to super short. She wouldn't do it. So the other stylists on the other day, on that day did it for me. Now I'm uncomfortable going back to that salon. See, that's the thing is like, let's talk about that for a second, because if you are asking for something, yes, I can understand questioning it and being like, are you sure you want to do that? Because if you're going from like way down here all the way up to here, that's a lot, right? Like I understand that. I understand the like hesitancy and being like, are you sure that that's what you want? Because I'm sure that there have been times in her past where she did that, where they were like, oh, I want to go super short. And she did it, and then they got upset with her. Because they were like, oh, well, you know, that's not what I meant, or they just don't like the way that it turned out. So, yes, I get that. I get that. But to outright refuse it and say, no, I'm not doing that, no. That's not okay, you know? That's not okay. I like the lady at my salon. She uses a razor. She came to Sheer Image in Ranson. It's all ladies, I think. Just call them and ask. You can get. You can then go to. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that one next door. Their Mexican food is fantastic. Lovingly, come to Sheer Image. Sheer Image. Where is that? I'm curious now. Love Lovingly obviously lives not too far from me. Shear. In, where is that? Oh, in Ranson. Well, it's about an hour and 30 minutes away. So that's a hot, wait. Oh, I definitely don't think that's the right place. Because it says it is a body, it's a body and piercing shop is what it says here. So I don't think I have the right one. We're going to move on. Oh my goodness. Questions are fine, but if you go to a place asking for a service, willing to pay for it, and then the provider should do it. I agree with that. I think, you know, double checking and like really checking to see what they're looking for, because people will say one thing but mean another, right? Like I've had it happen to me where I think I understand what that person is asking for, and then it is definitely not what they were asking for. So Zaza says, I love to have really short hair, but I am too chicken. I mean, again, the good thing is it does grow out. So if you hated it, it would grow back out. There's that. But yeah, I can understand making huge changes like that can be scary. Oh, okay, all right. Boxer's Crafts House is less than 5 minutes away from that salon. Yeah, it's a little longer than what I would want to drive on a regular basis to get my hair cut. I was just lucky in Dallas Fort Worth because my friend cut my hair for me. He was a barber as a hobby, and he would cut my hair for free, so I was really lucky. My daughter is a stylist, says Judy, and has clients that will request, and my daughter will agree but recommends in stages. She will cut a certain length and have them live with it for a week. See, I'm okay with that. I am absolutely okay with that. And I think that's a good way to do it. Is like, hey, you know, let's not go platinum blonde today. Let's work it in stages, you know? I think that's a appropriate way to kind of do that and see if that's actually what they mean by what they're saying. I was too chicken to go short for a long time, but I was chicken on going short for a long time, but I have been losing my hair in chunks, and so I went super short to stop finding hairs everywhere, including my food. Ew. You know what's the worst thing about having a mustache is like all the hairs that go into my food. It's ridiculous. It's gross. I love my mustache and beard, but finding hair in my coffee is never fun. Definitely fair if you're driving on, definitely if a drive if you're doing it often, but if you're teaching a class at Boxer. I do not get why professionals are so determined to put layers in my hair, but I don't know. I've never gone to beautician school, so I don't know, or barber school or any of that. I don't know. But like they always talk about layers because they don't want your hair to look flat and like two-dimensional. I don't know. I think I could relate to that in with lighting. I don't want to have just like a wash of lights that are all the same color. I want to add colors and textures and layers of different things into the design so that way it doesn't look boring or static or anything like that. So Flicky Cheeky says, bite me, Ian. I'm going to go to level 10 blonde. Hey, whatever. If it works for you, do it. Shirley says, I need layers. Mine is getting thin, part from aging at 71, part from weight loss meds. Yep. Layers can definitely help with that. Yeah, that one's a little funky. Layla says it adds body without sacrificing length. Well, there you go, Zaza. There's your answer. We could all use a little more body. It puts the lotion in the basket. And you would look great as a blonde. I don't know about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I feel like every gay man goes through this like crisis, and not even midlife crisis, but like every gay man thinks about like going platinum blonde, and that has happened to me in the past. I've thought about going platinum blonde, but I don't know. I don't think I would look good as a blonde. I don't know. If any stylist tries to add layers to my hair, says Laura, without my permission, I will not pay them. I've had layers once and it was awful. Fair enough. Hey, at least you did it once. And you were like, not for me. Okay, that's fine. Fair. Fair. Speaking of hair, can we talk about, I'm already, it's been a hard week. Work has been a lot, and then finding out about the passing of Katherine O'Hara. Oh, I can't do this. I thought I was going to be able to talk about it, and I can't. It's been really hard. I can't talk about it. Whew. I don't know how I can be so sad for somebody that I've never met. I can't talk about it. Wow. I thought I was going to be okay. I thought I could talk about it. And apparently I can't. Yeah, while I was sewing on my puzzle mystery quilt clue yesterday, I was sitting here watching some Schitt's Creek, and every time she came on, thanks. Yeah. Whew, no, Caroline Becca was not live on Friday. She had some things that she needed to take care of with the family, so she canceled the live stream. Wow. I thought I was going to be just fine. I thought I was going to be like, okay, I can talk about this, and here I am. All those comments, I can't read them out, but yeah, all those comments, exactly. Okay, it's fine. We're good. All right. But yeah, hard week last week. Judy says, I know how you feel, Ian. I felt the same way when, whoops, I almost threw that on the floor. When Johnny Cash passed, couldn't listen to his music for a long time. Banana Joe, I was going to talk about a passing this week, and how I didn't understand because I literally have never met said celebrity, and like how I don't understand how it can affect me so much, but thank you, Shirley. Appreciate that. Ooh, that got me harder. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie. When I go live, I'm authentic. I am who I am. But there's some disconnect that happens. Like, you kind of have to like disassociate in a way, because you know you're talking to a camera. I'm literally talking to a camera, and yes, all of you are on the other side of that camera. But you know, I do kind of, I have to turn it on. It's that it factor. We talked about this on the podcast that's coming out on Wednesday, so make sure to subscribe to the Sew Off Kilter podcast if you haven't already. I'll put the link in the chat just in case you don't already have it. But we talk about it, like, you know, having the it factor and having to turn that on and be entertaining and be who we are. It is still us. It is still authentically us. But you know, there's a certain turning it on for being in front of the camera, and I thought like I could do that. I thought I could turn it on and do that, but here we are. I appreciate that, Banjo, and I appreciate all the lovely comments that I've seen. Even though I may not be able to read them, I see them and I do appreciate them, so thank you. Thank you for that. Whew, all right. But yeah, that one hurt. Thank you guys. I think one of my favorite scenes is when Patrick, Schitt's Creek, for those who have seen it and those who haven't, Schitt's Creek is one of the best shows ever. And when Patrick is serenading David in the apothecary with Simply the Best. Whew. Yeah. That moment. And Dan said that they had to stop filming because Katherine would tear up. She was so into that scene. She was tearing up. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah. Oh boy. All right. We're gonna. Yeah. So moving on. Let's move on to something else. Lolo Langley, that's another one that was hard. What? Oh, just think you're on a phone call. Oh, now I understand. Banana Joe says, just think about it as if you're on a phone call with us in your live streams. It's kind of how I see it. Like, I kind of see it as a one-way video call, if you will. Hi, Katherine. Good to see you. Sorry you got to see me, like, popping on the screen, just crying. Thank you, Bobby. Yes, it is cold here. I don't know who put that. I missed the person who wrote that comment in, but they said, is it cold where you're at? Yes, it is currently 27 degrees, so it has not gotten above freezing for like a week now. It is cold. I am enjoying the cold, to be honest. The only thing I don't like is the ice. Honestly, if it had just been snow, if it had all just been snow, it would not have been that bad. Yes, we would have to dig ourselves out and all that, but it wouldn't have been bad. It's that 2 inches of ice on top that makes it worse. Shirley, I get that. She says since her husband has passed, sometimes she can talk about him, sometimes she can't. When my dad passed, I was the same way. Sometimes I could talk about him, sometimes I couldn't. At his service, I thought I could do it, and then I couldn't. Did you get a lot of snow? About 3-ish inches of snow, and about 2-ish inches of sleet on top of it. So made for some interesting times. I'm gonna so pronounce this wrong. I can't get your name correct in my head. Juanita says we have 16 inches of snow here in North Carolina. So Josh texted me, Josh Lifting and Stitching texted me, and he was like, how much snow did y'all end up getting? We got like 13 inches here. And I'm like, what? I was like, we didn't get any on Saturday. Because yesterday they got like 13 inches of snow, and it was actually sunny here, so. Banana Jill says, when I was in Nigeria, the first president of my country, Kenya, passed. I was at work and broke out crying so much. Went to school with his daughters. I definitely, like, when the Queen of England passed, I was sad. Like, don't get me wrong, I was sad. I wasn't boo-hooing. Definitely a tear welled up in the eyes, but I wasn't, like, boo-hooing. But yeah, I get that. Sometimes they just do that. Sometimes it happens. Juanita. Okay, thank you, Juanita. I knew I was going to pronounce it incorrect. I'm so sorry, Juanita. Yeah. Y'all know me. Diane says, Shirley in Alaska, my husband's 10th year anniversary of his passing was in January. I still cry thinking about him. Crying is a sign of love. Yup. Jonathan says, there are fabric stiffeners brand called Stiffies. That'll cheer you up. Oh my gosh. It's like, I almost... that reminds. Thank you guys for correcting me on her name. Yeah. When I was traveling up here, when I was moving up here, and I was in the van, transporting all my stuff here, I saw I'd heard about this brand of gas station in the past, and it cracks me up because there's still some left. It's called the Come and Go. That's, almost wanted to buy a shirt from them. Because that's funny. That's funny. Gloria says we got about 16 inches of snow, but no ice. In that aspect, we're lucky. Of course, we're in western New York, where we're used to snow, but it's been darn cold for too long. The Queen was kind of hard for me, and that was a surprise. But she did so much horse racing, and I think the whole industry felt it. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, the royal family has problems, and monarchy, and like, there's a lot of like not so great things about that. But I felt like the Queen was a good person, you know, and I think she did her best. We won't get into the like deep topics of all of that, but like, I feel like the Queen was a good person. She wanted good for the world, and I think she brought a lot of good to this world. So there you go. Ooh, this live stream was harder than I thought it was going to be today. Goodness me, what? I never know what's going to happen when I go on a live stream. It can be, yeah, it can be all over the place. Anywho. Bobby, I think a lot of people did. I think a lot of people did. I know somebody else that I was talking to, a friend of mine in Australia. She also said that the passing of Princess Diana was hard for her as well. So I think a lot of people were. I think that was hard for a lot of people. Hello, Jaja Brownie. Good to have you here. So yeah. In more fun topic areas, I guess I'm going to kind of do a little bit of impromptu market research. Hi, Vicky. Good to have you here. I think I'm going to do a little of like what I would call market research, right? Like I'm just going to throw this out there. Engage interest, if you will. If there was an opportunity, and this is a very strong if there was an opportunity for a sewing retreat in a certain entertainment town in Florida, I think you kind of get my drift. That was, I think if it was like 5-ish days, I think somewhere in there, about 5-ish days. And it was around around the low 2,000-ish, which would include breakfast and lunches, but not, and one dinner. And it happened around late February, early March. Would that be something y'all would be interested in? If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to put it in the chat. If you're watching on the replay, feel free to put it in the comments. If there was like a sewing retreat and there was only one host, Flicky Cheeky, I fully respect that, and like, I understand. I do. Let's see. Juanita says, I'll be there. Suzette says that she's about 3 hours away. Vicky says yes. Love Lovingly says, what year? You might have to extend that trip, Love Lovingly. Bonnie says, I'm listening now. Sounds wonderful. I understand, Lynn. I understand. She says, no, because I can't get out of work or school. The Eccentric Quilter says, yes, if it has a payment plan. Catherine, I understand. I really do. Okay. I understand, Nikki. Nikki says that she's dealing with some personal stuff, so she can't commit. And I'm not asking for a commitment. I'm just throwing this out there. But if there was one somewhere else with a certain host, I'd be there tomorrow. Okay. All right. Good to know, guys. Flaky Cheeky, that's a good point. That's a good point. She says, busy with horses and dog shows. That is true. Christine says, yes, sounds amazing. That's fair. That's fair, Jonathan. I'm not Flicky Cheeky. Flicky Cheeky says in the comments, she says, now if you could go to the good amusement park land, I'm all over it. That is not out of the question. That is definitely not out of the question at all. Pat says, I would love to, but travel costs and exchange rates puts it out of budget. Pat, I get it. Pat is our lovely friend in Canada, and that would be, I can understand how that would be difficult. Katie says, it wouldn't be at that place, correct? Just convenient. So yes, you are correct. It would not be at, it would not happen on property, but it would be convenient to. So let's say for dinner you wanted to walk to a certain springs, you could do so. And then on some days, going into things, going into a magical kingdom. Or, if you felt like you didn't want to go to a magical kingdom, I'm sure that you could make arrangements to go to a universal place that has other things that you could enjoy. Am I coding my language well enough for y'all? Am I code switching well enough? Okay, let me make this very clear. Nothing has happened yet. Nothing is set in stone. There has been research done on it. And that research has been presented and thoughts are being formulated. Did I do that right? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Jennifer, I missed the question or suggestion. Are we planning a trip to Disney? My granddaughter works there. Let's go surprise her. There is market research happening. Hi, Joni. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Love Lovely says, can the research switch to Anaheim in May? Not for this one. Not for this one. Not for this one, but future ones. It's not another question. No, unfortunately, it would be a double occupancy. Someone asked if it is single occupancy. No, it would be double occupancy. I need a retreat on mainland Alaska. Shirley, I don't know if I'm going to be able to help out with that one, unfortunately. Just got a call making QuiltCon plans with friends. So excited. I am too. I need to order stickers. That's what I need to do. This looks like Central Florida had snow flurries yesterday. Goodness gracious. Can you believe that? Would there be the option for finding our own accommodations? TBD. TBD. Jennifer says, I'll go. I appreciate everybody's. Thank you guys so much for giving your opinions. You're 100% like opinions, and you are talking in code. I'm trying my best here. I'm trying my best because I don't want to get anybody's hopes up, and I don't want them to like be like, what? You said you were going to do it. No, I did not. I did not say I'm going to do it. I said I'm researching on if there would be interest to do it. I'm at a retreat in, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Alaska right now. In April, there will be another one that is open. So, hey, there you go, Shirley. There's your Alaska retreat. That is Danielle. That is yes. I would like to do some. I honestly would love to do something where we go to Houston during Quilt Festival, and we spend one day at the Quilt Festival, and then the rest of the time we do classes. And I would love to get Leo, if he's listening in right now, I'd love to get Leo in on that, where we both he and I teach. Denise, that is something that I am working to find out more on, but it would be mostly inclusive of things. I need to find out exactly what that would entail, but most things. With a famous, oh, I see, I got it. Okay, Shirley meant with a famous person like Ian. Well, first of all, I am not famous. I appreciate the compliment, but I am definitely far from famous. Even though Leo keeps trying to tell me I am. But, you know, you never know. Hey, Alaska has a Houston. Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous, Shirley. Love Lovingly says, LOL, same idea. I go mostly every year because my friend lives there. Ian, make that one in at International Quilt Fest happens. I'll be there. I would love to do that one. I would love to get Leo and me together, and we spend a day at the International Quilt Festival, and then the rest of the days, however many days we decide to make it, we work, like Leo teaches 1 or 2 classes, I'll teach 1 or 2 classes, and we just have a grand old time. I'm watching you on my TV, so you are famous. I appreciate that. Jennifer says, I would love classes with you guys. Leo is so talented. He is. He's absolutely amazing. And I feel lucky to be his friend. I cannot wait to see him. He's going to be at QuiltCon. He's teaching at QuiltCon, so cannot wait to meet up with him and see him. You are famous to us. Well, I appreciate that. Making me blush. So Fun Creation says, I would love that. Let's stay at the hotel connected to the quilt show. So yeah, good feedback, guys. I really appreciate the honest feedback too. That's the word I was looking for a moment ago. I appreciate the honest feedback because that's really what I'm asking for. When I'm asking for your opinion, I want the full opinion. And I appreciate that y'all are eloquent enough with your words that you can express your opinion without. That's what I love about our community here. My community, at least, is that you all say what you mean, but you're not mean about it. You tell it like it is, but it's not. You're not mean. You don't. What am I trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I love that. I want to go to the Houston Quilt Show eventually, says Nikki. I'm going to go to Paducah this year just for the day, but I'm excited. You should be. That'll be really cool. International Quilt Fest is on my calendar. It's so much easier for me to say absolutely I can do it. Did I read that right? International Quilt Fest is always on my calendar. So much easier for me to say absolutely I can do it. Okay, I did read that right. I was like, wait, did I read that right? We could go to Three Rivers and stay at the hotel where my prom date tried to kiss me and it was awkward. Oh my. It's a bit of a drive for sure, Jonathan. My honest full opinion of this in code idea is yes, yes, yes to all of the above. There you go, Jennifer. All right, perfect. Perfect. I need to talk to the guys. I need to sit down. So our GE Travels, I asked them to kind of look into that idea and just ballpark prices for me, like not definite prices, but like ballpark. And they said that they would, and so they got back to me, and I need to go through the packet. I've like skimmed it and gotten the general information, and now I need to sit down and actually see, like, what are the things not included would be park tickets, but once everybody signed on, we could then get a group rate to purchase park tickets, right? So the park tickets would be extra, but we could get a group rate for it and, you know, get them a little bit cheaper than the general public tickets, if that makes sense. So I have some questions for them, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I can't listen to all of me anymore. Oh my goodness. I think it's a great idea. Quilting during the day and full array of entertainment at night, and the weather is mild during that time of year. Exactly, Chris. That's kind of why I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, unless there was a really good reason, that I'll ever do Disney during the summer, like Disney World during the summer. It's too hot. Too hot. Deanna says, I agree. This is a good family. I absolutely agree. I love popping into my Facebook group when I can and seeing all your beautiful creations and seeing what y'all are up to, and the support that people, like when people have questions, like the support that y'all give to everybody. I just love our community. I say it all the time. I think we have the best community in the online space out there. I don't think there's another community that is as awesome as ours. Thank you. Thank you so much. I keep wanting to call you America. I see the name and I'm like, America. Thank you so much for joining the Fat Quarter fans. Yeah. That's where my brain works. Y'all get the inside glimpse on how my brain works sometimes. Like, the letters rearrange and things move around, and yeah. But thank you so much for becoming a Fat Quarter fan. Fat Quarter fan. Deborah's here and says, yay, you're still on. So glad to see you and everyone still on. Looking fabulous. Thank you. I look fabulous, apparently. Hope your day at work is going well so far. Deborah, do you have to type that in? Because Deborah, whenever she's on, Deborah, at the very beginning of her chat message, she always does Deborah at work. Do you have that, like, copy and paste? Like, do you have like a note that you copy and paste that from each time? Or do you literally sit there and type it in each time? Shirley's asking, what's the difference in membership? Great question, Shirley. So here on YouTube, I have I have four levels of membership that range from a low price all the way up to kind of expensive. And basically, on my membership levels, the very low price, the lowest tier, just gets you the emojis and your name highlighted in chat, and just kind of, you know, that's kind of what it gets you access to. If you go to any of the higher tiers, you get things like, if you are above Fat Quarter Fan, it will give you early access to videos. So when I actually do post videos, which I'm not doing very well right now, I'm sorry everyone, I'm sorry. When I do post videos, you get early access to those videos. So like when I upload the monthly recap, which is going to be slightly late, when I upload my monthly recap videos, you get access prior to everyone else. So you get either 24 hours early or like, you know, I try to make it about 24 hours early. It doesn't always work out, but I try to. So you'll get early access to videos and stuff like that. If you get up to the higher levels, I'll like, if you do the highest level, I give you shout outs in videos and stuff like that. Nobody has the highest level right now, so oop, and I'm out of bobbin. Boop boop. You answer to all. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad. Jonathan's asking, did I enjoy prom? I actually went to prom twice. I went to prom as a junior, and I went to prom as a senior. I did the senior video. So each year they would do a video kind of recapping all the photos that happened that year for seniors. And when they found out that I could video edit, the seniors, when I was a junior, asked me to put their video together. And so I got to go to prom then. And then I also got to go to my senior prom. I went stag both years, all by myself, because, yeah. So I went by myself, and I had fun. It was okay. I was awkward in high school, to say the least. So, you know, it is what it is. But it was okay. It was okay. The teachers would do a senior skit too, and they made fun of me in the senior skit when I was a senior, because I had a rolling backpack and I had not a ponytail, but I had a rat tail. Yeah, they definitely made fun of me. It was great. It was fun. Jonathan said I went 3 times and it was worse every time. Wah, wah. No fun. Margot says I lost internet, therefore I lost the live for quite a while. I missed about. You did miss a bunch. You did miss a bunch, Margot. You may want to, after the live stream is over today, you might want to go back and watch from where you lost internet connection, because a lot of things happened while you were gone. A lot of things happened. Market research happened. Talking about prom happened. Lots of things happened while you were gone. So go catch the go catch the replay after we jump off of here. All right. Guys, I did want to let everybody know, speaking about trips and quilting and all that kind of stuff, I do want to, we did unfortunately have a cancellation for the Alaska trip. Somebody did cancel. So we do have a spot that opened up. If you have been waiting to, like, if you're like, well, I just don't know, would love to have you on board, would love for you to come join Becca and Tiffany and I, and we would love to fill that spot back up. So if you are interested in it, like, don't hesitate to reach out to RGE Travels and let them know that you are interested. I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now. Head over to the website, find out more. We would love to have you on board. I did have a rat tail. Nikki said, Ian, you had a rat's tail? I did. If I had a fool's tail, as we called it in the 80s, I had one in 84, and Mom made me cut it off. My grandmother was funny. She wanted to pay me to cut off my rat tail. And I told her no. I told her I did not want to cut it off. And she was very insistent that I cut it off. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And I kept it until I started working at a theme park. And I tried to hide it. I tried to put it into the collar of my shirt. And unfortunately, one of the higher ups saw me and they were like, it's gotta go. And so I had to cut it off. Wah wah. And that was the end of that. Never again. Shirley said that she never went, never got asked, and I was shy and hardly talked to anyone. I definitely had a small group of friends. When I went my junior year, it was mostly the people that I knew from yearbook. But my senior year, I knew almost everybody in senior year. My graduating class was like 250 people, so it was pretty tiny. But yeah, I was still, I was a weird, one of the weird kind of outcast kids, and it is what it is. Banana Joe, I agree. She says that it's horrible for the parents or grands to insist on something as innocent as that. I stood my ground as a kid, thankfully. I stood my ground. It was like, no, I like it. Leave me alone. If anybody's seen Keeping Up Appearances, there was another passing that was sad, by the way. Yeah, that was really sad when got the news on her. But if you've ever watched Keeping Up Appearances, my grandmother, Hyacinth Bouquet, that was my grandmother. That was basically my grandmother. Lord have mercy. Nikki, yes, that was back when had button down Oxford shirts and had our collars up, and my mom saw it. Yeah, I was sad when the higher ups were like, nope, he's got to cut it, because the person that was my boss was also my friend. And when I applied for the job, I was like, am I gonna have to cut this? And I was assured I wasn't. So okay, Shirley, I can understand that. Shirley, that's not terrible at all. Shirley says, I paid my teenage grandsons to get their pictures taken with Santa Claus. Jonathan says, I went once with a friend from Drumline, once with a friend from Drumline who had a crush on me, and then another friend senior year. Chris says, I'm a bucket fan. It's bouquet. Exactly, Charlotte. Grandmother Hyacinth. That was my grandmother. That really was my grandmother. Even my mom was like, "Yep, that's your grandmother." It's like, it's my grandmother. Life is interesting. Nikki says, but my sophomore and junior year, I was all concert t-shirts, ripped jeans, and untied high tops that flopped as I walked. Oh my gosh, I would trip. No, Nope, I would fall. Hyacinth bouquet, yes. By the way, I would have told my granny a very high price to cut it, right? No, she was offering me like 10 bucks or something like that. Something stupid. I was like, no. Like, no, I'm good. It may have even been like 5. I'll pay you $5 to cut it off. No, nope, that's not how this is going to work. Sorry. Sorry about you. Auntie L says I had very few friends in high school. I went to school where everyone was wealthy, stuck up, and cliquish. I was definitely not in the in crowd. I was very much not in the in crowd. So Deborah says, did you get my answer? I put it up twice. I'm so sorry, Deborah. I did not. I apparently was looking down each time, so I hate to ask this. Would you put it in there one more time? I will keep an eye out for you. And if there's something that you really want me to see, tag it with that. If you can, tag it with that, because it flags red on my screen. So it highlights it for me. So if there's anytime you're, anybody, then this goes for anyone. Anytime you want to get my attention, try to flag it with that @ off Kilter Crafter Ian, and it'll flag it red for me. Nikki's quilt says I was a huge metalhead, the big hair, major black eyeliner, and enough Aquanet hairspray to choke a horse. Oh my gosh. Lynn Quilt says I never went to prom. I would not have gone if I didn't make the videos. If it weren't for the videos, I probably would not have gone. Trellis Garden is a beautiful pattern. I agree. I think it's turning. I can't wait to start putting the pieces together, because I think it's going to be gorgeous. This is a fun way to use this fat quarter of unique fabric. Oh no! Marty says, sewed it wrong every time. Oh no! Love Lovingly said, I went to prom with friends. One of my friends didn't even recognize me because I had always had a two-tone mohawk. For prom, it was one color and curled, and I wore makeup and a dress. Yeah, I think that would be quite a change. I mostly went for the food, says Jonathan. Kenya, I never thought about that. Banana Joe says, proms are not a thing in Kenya. I didn't even think about that it is an American tradition, I feel like. Sandy says, you are in the in crowd now. I feel like it. I kind of feel like I'm in the in crowd, and I'm very happy with that. Like, this is the best in crowd to be in. Angle changed, or angle challenged help. I wish I could. I wish I could help. Shirley says, I went to high school in a suburb of Detroit. My graduating class had over 600 kids in it. My kids went to school in a small town, Alaska, and their class was around 70-ish. Both had clicks. It happens. No matter the size, you're always going to have clicks, and it's crazy. Yep, Banana Joe, you are correct. It is only an American tradition. I think, to be fair, I think the UK has a similar tradition. It's not called prom, I don't think. But maybe Zaza can fill us in on that. The Ian crowd. Vicky says, I was in the band, and the band people were considered weird. Lots of stuck-up people I wouldn't care to see. So here's the funny thing. Was thinking, oh God, I thought about this the other day. Yes, I turned 40 this year. Not exactly happy about that, but you know, it is what it is. Anywho, I have never gone back to any of my high school reunions because let's face it, I never really hung out with too many people in high school. I don't really care to see anybody now. But I was thinking about it, and I've been out of high school for 20 years. Hey Shelby, good to see you. And that when that thought hit me, I was like, holy cow, that's let's see. Auntie L says, I was very much an outcast in high school. My family moved from the East Coast to the West Coast in the 10th grade. Most of the kids knew each other from kindergarten. That was the other thing, is like a lot of times you like go to school in one area. Not everybody, but like a lot of people will go to school in one area. And so they'll know people from kindergarten, first grade, second grade, whatever. Excuse me. And I bounced between 3 schools. So I went to one school for elementary, one school for middle, and one school for high school. And none of them connected. Like I didn't know anybody going up the, you know, up the grades. And so I didn't know anybody. Let's see. Didn't even know until when we did my family reunion. I don't ever, wait, what? I didn't even know until when mine did a reunion. Didn't ever want to go. Yeah, no one's ever contacted me about a reunion, and like I haven't kept in touch with anybody. So, hello from the Gulf Coast of Texas. Hello, how are things in Texas? My old home. Auntie L says, my 50th year reunion was in last October. I chose not to go since I had no friends that were going. I only went to 2 reunions, says Nikki. They were okay, but moved my senior year. Most of my good friends I've made as an adult and working. I only had a handful of elementary school that I still talk to. I don't talk to any. I don't even know where any of my elementary school friends are. Like, I don't I hardly even remember their names. I don't know where they are. They're just gone. Chris says, I went to one reunion because a friend begged me to. Same old BS, just older bodies. I felt like Mean Girls was a very good representation of what high school's like. Margot says, I went to my first one. It was just weird, so I never did it again. Life changes, people change. I only kept up with one friend. Math Geek says, I was in orchestra and hung out with the band and theater folks, plus my AP class friends. Banana Joe says, I know about few. One is in Germany. What? Wait a minute, what? Deborah, did I miss your comment again? Did I miss Deborah's comment? Did she post something again and I missed it? Because I've been like waiting to see her post again and I didn't see it. So did I miss it? Lynn says, I went to 3 different high schools and I never went to the 3 high school reunions either. It's just, yeah. No thanks. One of my high school friends has a kid that goes to my kid's school. We talk sometimes. We loved my reunions. I was a wildflower in high school, but got the confidence over the years and found people mostly got over themselves. Well, that's good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Judy says, I went to 2 of my reunions, never went again because I no longer lived there and I had changed. Nothing in common with them. It happens. It definitely, it do be like that sometimes. It do be like that. Denise is asking, forgive me for asking Ian, did something happen to Jim Bennett? I don't recall who that is off the top of my head. I don't know. Hello, Amanda. Stitching life together. Amanda says, hello, Ian. Hello to you. How are you doing? Pat says, whoa, I just realized that this will be my 50th year anniversary of my university graduation. It hits you like a stack of books, doesn't it? It's like, oh my. When I sat there and was like, 20? What? Like, where did the time go? Because, so I did take a little bit longer in college. I took 10 years to get through college instead of the 4. So I graduated high school, and then 10 years later, I graduated college. So as I was sitting there thinking about it, I was like, oh, it's been 20 years. Holy cow. Like, what? What? Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know. He was one of Tiffany's moderators. Gotcha. He passed away. That's so sad. I did not know about that. Oh, that's so sad. Almost done. Almost done. I think as soon as we finish sewing these on, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream for today, since we've spent a good amount of time together. And if I could stay on and cut, but literally will not be able to see your comments because my back will be turned to you, because I'll be over here, you know, doing that. And I just don't think it makes sense for me to do that on live stream and have like y'all chat amongst yourselves for a while. So you've seen what the block looks like when it all comes together. So after we finish sewing these, so oh, we broke thread. See, the machine's like, no, you're not gonna end. I broke thread is what happened. So we'll fix that really quick. But yeah, after we finish putting the snowball pieces on, I will work, that'll be my homework for this week. I will work on cutting all the piece, I'll cut all the corners off, and we'll join next week. And I don't know, I'm wanting to see like how far I get this week in getting things done. I may go ahead and sew the sashing, so that way next week all we're doing is just assembling the whole thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm trying to do a lot of things all at once and figuring out like what does it all look like. So I also got to work on my jacket. and all that, so that's gonna happen too. There's just a lot. There's a lot of that's gotta get done, but did I break thread again? I broke thread again. What is happening? They are coming together nicely. I love how it's turning out. Cannot wait to see all of it put together. Oh, hey, like, oh, no, okay, never mind. I was like, wait a minute, it didn't sew. It did, it did. Joe says, hey, I turned 85 on January 20th. I turned 85 on January 22nd. Life goes quicker when you than you think. That is so true. So true. When I think about turning 40 this year, I'm like, what the heck? I remember being 25 the last time I looked. What the heck happened? That doesn't sound good. It's just... Apparently my machine heard me talking and it was like, no, we're gonna make this longer. There we go. Think we're back on track? Almost back on track. I got a thread that's like trying to escape, but I think we're good. I'm 21 with 50 years of experience, says Shirley. You could just say you're turning Jonathan says you could just say you're turning 30. No one checks. Wanda says, Ian, I'm happy that you shared the links for this pattern, as there's several patterns with the same name but different patterns. Yeah, the link's down there, so glad you could get it to the right one. And don't forget to use that discount code so that way you can get 50% off. Thank you, Becca, for doing that. It's really kind of her. Actually, we may be ending right on time. I thought we would be ending early, but I just looked at the time and how much more I've got to do, so we may be ending at just the same time that we would normally be ending. Karen says, have a great rest of your day. I hope I have to go prune some trees. I thought you said, I literally saw that and read that as I have to go drink some prune juice. I don't know why. I don't know why I read that. But then my brain just was like, immediately jumped to prunes and went to prune juice. I don't know. I can't explain my brain. Oh no, Nikki says, thanks, surgery the day before. I don't think I'll enjoy this birthday. Well, I mean, you might have some happy drugs, so it might be a good birthday after all. It might be a good birthday after all. You never know. Right? Lynn thought the same thing, apparently. Hey, Bobby says, that's funny, Ian. I mean, I know I'm certainly on some happy drugs when I had my sinus surgeries, and I felt okay. Wasn't doing too bad. Melissa says, I've almost sewn 2 hexie flowers while lurking here on this live. Look at you go. Look at you go. Doing the things. Making all the hexie flowers. Oh no. Nikki, that sucks. That is not fun. That's why I try to drink all the water, because I don't want that to happen. So this is your friendly reminder, everybody, drink your water. Joe, thank you. Joe says that she likes the color of the fabrics. I do too. I think this orange is going to be a great pop against the blue, and I think, like, I can't wait to see it when it all comes together, how they play off of each other. I felt like this was a good... So, blue and orange are complementary colors because they're directly across from each other on the color wheel. So, you know, sometimes people would be like, oh no, don't put orange and blue together, they're complementary colors. Well, I'm doing it because I actually like the blue-orange combo. I think it looks really sharp. Jonathan, you don't drink enough water. Drink more water. Jonathan says, you sound like my husband. He tells me I don't drink enough water. You don't drink enough water. Drink more. I don't know that anybody drinks enough water, to be honest. I feel like... have you looked up how much water you're supposed to drink in a day? It is, like, a lot. Savannah says, I just finished quilting my first applique project while listening. A good time finishing projects today. Awesome. I've never done applique. I'm sure at some point I will, but I've never done it. Where is that Josh of lifting and stitching? He used to come into my lives every single Sunday, and now he's not here. Does he not like me anymore? Is that what it is? Everybody should go message him and be like, you don't like Ian anymore, do you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, everyone. I'm totally kidding. Love Lovingly says, I love the blue and orange combo too, but not blue and yellow. Yeah, blue and yellow don't quite work the same way as blue and orange. I also like the blue and like a very vibrant green. I think those work well together. 1.5 to 2 liters daily. I know, it's crazy, Banana Joe. I don't know how people drink all of that. I know I'm not drinking that much. I need to drink, you know, I need to drink that much. But oof, it is, like, I feel like my belly will just slosh all day. Heck, I would be in the bathroom all day. Looks gold on my PC and my phone. It's an orange. It's more of an orange. So it's like an orange, but it may just depend on your devices what they look like. Savannah says, I wanted to put my new Caterpillar lute to work. It was really fun and easy. That's awesome. I think if I remember correctly, Savannah, I think you put in some order. You put in an order when I did the partnership with them right before Christmas, right? I have too many of these squares actually, so I have leftover squares. But that's okay, they'll go into my scraps. I heard you're supposed to drink about an ounce and a half, an ounce for half your body weight. So 200 pounds would drink 100 ounces of water. Ugh, that's so much water. Banana Joe says if you drink a glass of water every hour in 8 hours, you would make your quota. Yes, but how many times have you been doing something and forgotten to do that? So I don't disagree with you, Banana Joe. But also, how many times have you been in the middle of something and been like, oh, I need to do this, and then forget? Savannah says, I did. I won that's right. That's what it was. An Ultra board in their Christmas giveaway and got a swivel and a tempered glass mat with your code. Awesome. I thought I remembered, because it does tell us who puts in orders, so I can see, you know, who put in an order using my code. And I thought I remembered your name coming through. I drink a lot of water. Mine seems to be hereditary as well. Finally finished my flyaway puzzle mystery quilt. Now I can pack it up and send it to the long armor. Awesome, Roseanne. My flyaway is still sitting just outside the door. I have a storage container with my legit kit still needing to be worked on 2 years later. And then on top of it, I have a whole bunch of quilts that have are either flimsies, so they're just quilt tops, or they are quilted quilts that need to be bound. So that's kind of like my work in progress pile, along with that in progress pile and that one. And actually there's projects up there that are out of view that you can't see, so yikes. You can also get fluids from fruit, soups, and veggies, or coffee. Oh boy. All right, guys. Shirley says that she still needs to bind her flyaway. I don't like binding, especially large quilts. It can be a chore. It can be a chore for sure. So, all right, guys. We're gonna end it here, about on time. 10 minutes short of 4 o'clock Eastern, so basically on time. Thank you guys for joining me today. We will continue. We'll hopefully, let's see. When I ordered from Caterpillar under your code, I got my mini. Oh, okay, cool. Excellent. Deborah. I'm glad that you were able to use my code. And don't forget that code. My codes work. It gives you 15% off at Caterpillar. Just put that into the chat right now. You can use that code right there, and it'll give you 15% off your order, as opposed to the 20 that we had at the beginning of December. But, you know, that code works all year round. So there you go. I think a square broke off when you were pulling them out. Oh! Look at that. I still have more. I still have more. Well, I will do that later. I am done. I hope everybody has a great day. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I love each and every one of you. And remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer. I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.